So, as many of you guys know, the DNC denied basic human rights to their constituents in the middle of a pandemic. They denied healthcare. They denied legalization of marijuana, which would actually mean that they believed in Black lives. They also denied the unemployment extension, and they also refused to put any sort of verbiage where you can say that Israel is an occupation on Palestine. And of course, because they're all AIPAC Democrats.
Yeah.
But you guys should go watch the video I just did. It's I pretty much go after everybody, because especially not just neoliberals, but those progressives who pretend that they're on the left, who never talk about imperialism, and who literally just want us like be worshiping AOC and worshiping all of these people that have really not done us any favors, and who won't call out Bernie Sanders, who won't call out anybody because they're too busy being their little cheerleaders. And so I pretty much went off on them because I just have no patience for these people anymore.
Neither do I.
Johnny has a great meme over there.
If you want to show. Wow. Can I do it?
You do it.
We want Medicare for all, legalize marijuana, and to extend unemployment. Democrats, no. Sorry, even so much that we're going to push a rapist, warmongering, freaking pedophile, a sympathizer in Joe Biden to be your president.
And you got to vote for him because Trump.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But Trump.
So let's just, if you can show Johnny just a repeat of what I just said. The DNC Platform Committee denied an effort to include the word occupation regarding Palestine in the party's platform language, Medicare for all during a pandemic, the legalization and decriminalization of marijuana, and an extension of unemployment for more than 30 million Americans are unemployed. Now it's actually more.
Take your screenshots, ladies and gentlemen. Reshare that meme.
So Nina Turner, she compared. She was, Bernie's former campaign co-chair, and she was not very happy about any of this, okay? She had a status on Twitter where she basically called it out and said, let me get this straight. They can fund $1.8 billion to build a new FBI building, but not give direct assistance to families in need. America, seriously, we cannot put up with this bull. People are losing their lives and livelihoods during this pandemic. And so, she wasn't happy. And then she also said this about voting for Biden. She said she compared endorsing Biden to eating a bowl of shit, a half bowl of shit. I'm sorry, not a whole bowl.
Yeah, it's a
little
bowl.
better.
Yeah.
So it says here, endorsing Joe Biden for president would be like eating a bowl of shit. Oh, she said, okay, a bowl of shit. Bernie Sanders campaign co-chairwoman Nina Turner commented in an article that appeared on The Atlantic on Monday. And this is because, the Biden campaign has attempted to reach out to Sanders supporters, and we saw that only about 3% of Bernie supporters were donated to Joe Biden. And she basically said, it's like saying to somebody, you have a bowl of shit in front of you, and all you got to do is eat half of it instead of the whole thing. It's still shit, Turner said. And Turner is a former Ohio State senator and longtime ally of Sanders. Okay, so she did say, compare it to it's not as bad as eating a whole bowl of shit, but you still have to eat half of it.
You have to look at the whole bowl.
And it's still shit.
Yeah, you have to eat half of it. You have to look at it.
And it's still shit.
And what does it say, ladies and gentlemen, to the fact that the whole thing about the $1.8 billion for an FBI building? Not just what the NDA just did when they approved the committee in the House, approving the $740 billion, but all the amendments they shot down. It's they're pro-war, and they feed the pro-war machine no matter what. Do we really need to spend $1.8 billion on the FBI fucking building when there are people dying in the streets? I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. There is no back to normal right now, ladies and gentlemen. They haven't canceled rent, and here's what your government is doing in your face if you pay attention. In your face. Thank you, Nina.
And so, of course, everybody's happy that Nina said that. I mean, everybody's happy. The only people criticizing her are a bunch of neoliberals and a bunch of dumbasses who think that they're going to get anything from the Democratic Party. We told you from the start that the moment they decided that if you spoke out against Biden, you couldn't be a delegate, you guys should have turned around and solidified and said, we're not going to be a part of this sham because it's all for show. It's all theatrics. It's not real. You're not getting anything out of this committee because Joe Biden are still going to be there with the money. They still have control over the money. And as long as they do have control over the money, you're not going to influence him or push him left, like people like to say, in any way, shape, or form. So there's absolutely like no point in being a Democrat. There's no point in trying to work with the Democratic Party because you're playing in a rigged game that you're never going to win. And so I value what Nina Turner has said. I would like to see people like her maybe lead into more like, no, we're going to leave the Democratic Party. We're going to start fresh, whether it's, with a new party or something that's already there. I would like to see that because it's one thing to say Joe Biden's it's a bowl of shit and stuff. But I want to see like, okay, well, can we take it outside of rhetoric? Can we go and actually walk the walk and stop paying so much attention to who Joe Biden's VP is going to be, because who gives a shit? Like, it doesn't matter. It's going to be another neoliberal. Who cares? So
it does matter for us though, so we have more.
Shut up,
we have
Sam.
to know who we're going to make fun of. Like, who we're going to blast and for what reason. So it's like, if it's Buttigieg, we got to warm up to that and stuff.
It's not going to be.
And I think, though, I want you to go into the whole thing with Rashida right now because listen, I've been very critical against Rashida Tlaib because she wanted to push impeachment so hard. Not that I don't think that Donald Trump shouldn't be impeached, but for the reasons they were impeaching were ridiculous. And I also think that you can't look at the corruption calendar and pick a date when you want. In other words, if you're going to hold freaking Donald Trump accountable, you better hold Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer accountable, and all the bullshit that the Democrats did in Ukraine. Now, this move by Rashida says, okay, well, I like what she's doing now. At least she's holding the other side accountable. Why don't you talk about Rashida, who might be my favorite member of the squad after this move?
Okay, so Rashida basically was asked why she won't endorse Joe Biden, and she said, well, they said, you have not endorsed Joe Biden for president yet, right? And she said, no. And they said, why not? And she said, he hasn't directly called me or anything, but no, right now I'm focused on my election, my constituents, and my residents. One thing that I know is I'm going to be really focused on turnout in the fall. When I focus on turnout, we will deliver Michigan to Joe Biden. Trump only won Michigan by 10,000 votes. When I turn out my folks in my district, we'll be able to take back the state. When you focus primarily on getting people out to vote in the district like mine, Biden wins. So you want him to win, they said. And then she said, if there is one person who wants Donald Trump out of the White House, it's me. And I'm going to work extremely hard. I don't have to have a campaign plan for November because I have a safe Democratic seat. But I'm going to campaign because my residents cannot afford another 4 years of Trump. They just can't. Then why is it difficult for you to just say, hold on. Okay. Then why is it difficult for you to say, I endorse Joe Biden for president? And she says, because I don't want to get into the debate with my residents. Residents come up to me and say, Rashida, I don't know. I hear Joe Biden this, Joe Biden that. I say, listen, do we need another 4 years of Trump? No. Then what I need you to do is to go out there and focus on that. If the ultimate goal is to get rid of Donald Trump, that doesn't have to involve me actually endorsing Biden. My constituents don't need to be bogged down in, is he the best candidate? That's not what you have to convince my residents. They need to come out in droves and be inspired by something. And that is going to be a vote against Donald Trump. The reason she's saying this, you guys, is because she literally, like, Joe Biden doesn't inspire anybody. Like, he doesn't inspire a wet towel. He doesn't inspire anything. The only thing that he has going for him is that he's not Donald Trump. That's it. There is literally nothing appetizing or enticing or motivating about Joe Biden. And I feel like, she could have had a stronger stance, like, well, I'm not endorsing him because he isn't the best candidate. But she's playing politics here because she's trying to keep her, her constituents. She's trying to keep her Democrats in there. She thinks that she has to do that in order to keep her seat. And she really thinks that removing Donald Trump is the biggest thing. At least she understands that there's nothing appetizing or enticing about Joe Biden. But at the end of the day, she's still operating under a very centrist mindset where it's like, well, no, like, we have to get rid of him. And then what? And then what's your plan, Rashida? What's your plan in dealing with somebody that just denied everybody Medicare for all? What's your plan in dealing with somebody that has absolutely been completely absent during this whole crisis? He can't even speak. They literally avoid having him talk in public because he's too fucking, like, his brain is falling apart and he can't put two words together. He can't string sentences. And it's ironic because this is what people say about Donald Trump. Can the man string sentences together? It's so fucking ridiculous. We have two idiots that can't form cohesive sentences, yet you're telling us to vote for one of them because maybe of the Supreme Court justices, maybe the environment, this propaganda you've been told to believe. And I feel like, of course, that if Joe Biden were president, he would go to war with China in a heartbeat, which scares me even more than anything Trump has done thus far, which is scary to say, by the way. And I also think that a Joe Biden presidency would make it easier for people to go back to sleep at not necessarily the hardcore little left that we have here, the tiny sliver of hope, but I'm talking about the vast majority of the neo-progressives and the neoliberals. Oh, we can push Biden left. Oh, yes. No, you can't, because you're fucking morons and you haven't paid attention to how this works here. It's rinse and repeat. They freaking tell you to vote for lesser of evils. You vote for lesser of evils to get the other person out. Trump wins or a neoliberal wins, and then you have years of that, and then you get another alt-right winger, which is probably going to be worse than Donald Trump, and then it keeps repeating itself until you fucking realize that you're not going to change the party from the inside at all, ever. You can't. Anything we've ever accomplished has come from outside electoral politics, and that's where our power is right now. And unless people fucking understand that and wake the hell up and stop saying bullshit that they've heard some idiot like YouTubers say, we can push Biden left more easily. No, you fucking can't, because that's not how it works. You don't have money. They have money. You don't have any money. They don't care about you. They literally are killing people right now. This is what they're doing. By denying Medicare for all during a pandemic, they are murdering people.
I'm holding that Joe Biden face. That's a bunch of malarkey, fam. I'm the guy who told Xi Jinping that I'm going to move 75% of my naval forces into the South China Sea. I mean, you know the thing, fam. And if you want Joe Biden to be your next senator, call us at 3303. I messed up, fam. Or vote for the other Biden, and that's a lion-faced, dog-faced.
If the other Biden is in another dimension, in a different time,
oh my God.
And yes, other Biden might be better, fam.
Well, first of all, let me tell you about Rashida Tlaib. I digress on my last comment about Rashida Tlaib. You're not my favorite squad member. I don't like any of the squad members right now. They're all pissing me off. And that was a bullshit. That was a half crappy, dookie, poo-poo kind of like, oh, no, she's still playing politics. She still wants him. And I'll give you the math, ladies and gentlemen, plain and simple. I'd rather deal with 4 years of Donald Trump than 8 years of Joe Biden. I'm sorry. You can crucify me for it. You can say I'm an asshole. You can say I'm not sympathetic. Bullshit. Biden is awful. He's always been awful. He was for the crime bill. He was for the Patriot Act. He was for the war in Iraq. He is anti-China. He is anti-Russia. He ain't going to do dick. Look what they just gave you. Nothing. Medicare for all in a pandemic. Ugats. You don't get it. Legalization of marijuana. Fam, something so simple for the Democratic Party. Something so simple right now that you're not. I mean, they are pissing.
Think about how many
on the youth.
Gen Z and millennials you would get with that. And think about how many black people that you guys love to put on your hashtag BLM Twitter pages
that you lock up
would be free of charges because they're incarcerated because of marijuana.
Fucking bullshit.
I mean, let's be real here. You're all a bunch of they're all a bunch of hypocrites that pretend that, they have their little slogans. Their corporate companies put out, we stand with black lives. Yet when it comes down to it, they don't. They don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit. Now we should have this serious talk. Isn't it time? Right, with the California Democratic Party, the National Democratic Party, Joe Biden, they give you nothing. John Kasich is speaking at the convention, ladies and gentlemen. John Kasich, who's going to be the nominee in 2024 for the Democrats after Trump wins another 4 years? Is it going to be John Kasich or Mitt Romney? Okay, this is the people that they are praising, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, arm in arm, the Democratic Party is marching with imperialism with the Republicans and the neocons. There's actually more populist right members when it comes to imperialism than there are on the left now. Literally. I mean, they suck at other issues, but there are more people on the right, it seems, part of their party, that want to be anti-imperialist than the left. The left just go along with it. And this shit is just bullshit that they're still putting forth this man, fucking Joe Biden.
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say, again, it's not the left. It's the fucking neoliberals that think that they're the left of this country.
Fake left. What leftist populists do we have on the left now?
We don't have any
it's
real left.
We
have no left in the electorate.
I agree
Let's
with
just
you.
be clear.
We should
we
stop
have no
saying
left
it.
in the electorate.
Fucking that the Republicans have more freaking guys who want to get out of Afghanistan than the Democrats.